Alright, so this is for educational purposes only. And in this video, I'm showing you how the fans and how channels and different perspectives when it comes to the rankings and boxing scene and the difference of people opinions, the fans, and how they say, let it build, because everybody's Bob the Builder, right? And everybody want to build this fight to 147, right? Because they say 135 is impossible. Devin Haney is not going to be there any longer. Well, I'm going to wait until Devin Haney himself decides to let the belts be released. But until then, he's still at 135. Until then, we're going to talk about boxing scene rankings, other rankings. But just to let you know, there's an update, okay? Yesterday, well, let me explain it and show you the rankings now. From yesterday to today, they did do a change. Let's get into it. Come on, let's go. All right, so yesterday I was on True Boxing Media Sports with Coach Malachi. We was discussing the WBC and how they got Lomachenko number 1 in the WBC. WBA, they got him number 4. IBF, they got him number 4. And also, wait a minute, they put Shakur Stevenson number 1 in the WBO. Just yesterday, when I was talking to Coach Malachi, they had Shakur Stevenson number 2 and Lomachenko number 1. So in the WBO yesterday, they had Lomachenko number 1, and in the WC, they still got Lomachenko number 1. But now it seems like the WBO put Shakur Stevenson number 1. So that's the update. So let's go on with the video.
Captain Fuji from Brooklyn, New York.
Man, Captain Fuji, man, Caps, what's going on, fam? That ain't been in your channel, man, about 2 days. I was on about 2 days ago. Captain Fuji, talk to me, fam.
Oh, okay, so you know the AKA Honey Badger, what, Crawford, you know that, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir, I know what time it is. I know what time it is, man. Go ahead, talk to me.
We've been talking about the activating the Manatory for Shakur Stevenson. I'm over here at boxing scene. I'm looking at Lomachenko, Devin, and the WC, he's number 1 still, and in the WBO, Lomachenko is still number 1, and in IBF and the WBA, Shakur Stevenson is number 4 in the WBA and the IBF. So all this, it's like it's some blocking going on. Like if somebody gets beat under the table because. The last thing I know, when somebody loses, they start down the rankings. Yeah. This guy Lomachenko is still number 1 in WBC and the WBO. And number 2 is Shakur in both of them. So how can he activate a mandatory if they got him in number 2? Now, I don't know any other rankings. Maybe I'm wrong. So is he in another ranking?
Hey, no, I'm looking at it right now while we are on the show and while you're on this phone call. And yeah, you're right. He's still ranked number 1. He's still ranked number 1. Nah, they said they updated it May 26th. When that was it? Haney and Lomachenko fought. Was that that was May? Damn, I forgot. Hey guys, when it was when they fought? I forgot what date they fought in. So I don't know if this is the most recent updated fight. Let me see what the people saying in the chat.
All right, well, we'll see by next month because I don't understand how someone that lost is still, number 1. And then they say Shakur saying sign the contract. Maybe he's telling Devin, just sign a contract with Bob Arum so he could, get a 3-fight deal or 2-fight deal and maybe I'm in it. I don't know. But I just know you can't activate nothing if you ain't number 1 to activate nothing.
Okay, yeah, you right about that. You right about that. See that's a whole nother ball game. They fought May 20th. That's what everybody's saying in the chat. May 20th. So they fought May 20th, and the rankings for the WBC have been updated on May the 26th. So this is a recent ranking. So Shakur Stevenson he's not even the mandatory for Devin Haney anymore. So he's not even priority. So I don't get it. Like, how can he get a fight with Dev unless Devin choose to fight him?
And Coach, let me ask you a question.
Yes,
if
sir.
Devin Haney reclines the top rank, does that make him top like Kobe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, fam. Hey, I know Crawford was over there. He was top ranked Toby. So he was top ranked Toby. Bob Bear was a slave master. Top rank was a plantation. Devin Haney go over there. All that changed. I wonder what happened.
I don't know, Coach, man.
So as you can see, me and Malachi Coach Malachi, we was chopping it up. Go subscribe to that man. Big up to his channel. I love waiting just to listen to his channel. All right? Very educational. This is entertainment purposes only. So I'm going to see, because these fans, right? They always got excuses for why the fight should not happen. You know, Shakur don't sell. That fight ain't big enough yet. Even though, you know, Devin is growing out 135, right? They should fight at 140. And then, but you know what? Let's do some educational purposes here about this rankings and how the fans feel. Some of the fans feel, which I agree on, and halfway agree. There's a guy named Ron Boy Fresh, right, that comes on Coach Malachi channel. He trying to play me, man. Talking about they need to check my altitude before I go on anybody's channel because I don't know what I'm talking about, all right? So what we're going to do here, we're going to listen to Ron Boy Fresh. I'm not going to cuss him and call him names and stuff like that. But he needs to know how the fans feel that's with him and who's not with him about it happens. You'll understand what I mean when I say it happens. And if it happens, well, it just happens. Let's move on. Let's listen to Ron Boy Fresh and how he feel about what I said about using the rankings and the mandatory and does it make a big deal. Let's go.
I'm calling. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's good with you, Mo?
Man, Rob, boy, talk to me, fam.
Man, what I keep telling you, man, you need to create some goddamn altitude test for motherfuckers to call in. Look, man, this shit's out of hand, man. Like, these motherfuckers that call this drink don't know what the fuck they talking about. How many years was White the #1 in the WBC and never got his mandatory, and he wasn't a mandatory?
About 2 years, right? So, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was years. It was more than that. Brazil was a mandatory.
Okay.
Remember, Brazil got his shot. So it happens in boxing. Look at we can go down. AY. Anthony Yardy. Yardy was a mandatory back to back. You know what I mean? Yardy was a mandatory. It happens in boxing. Look at Darian Chico. You know how many times Darian Chico was a mandatory?
Yeah, Darian Chico. You right about that. I forgot all about Darian Chico.
After losing. Jokers need to look at more boxing and shut the fuck up.
So Ron Boy Fresh try to play me on Coach Malachi channel, yo. It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you got no channel or not, so I ain't gonna get it going that way. But this is education purposes only. So first of all, he said jokers need to shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something, man. You was right about one thing and wrong about the other. I am a joker. That's right. I am a joker. Big time joker. But this joker does not shut the fuck up. That's one. All right. So let's listen more to Ron Boy Fresh examples and his excuse of why it should happen, and we should just get along with the situation. Because I believe niggas like Ron Boy Fresh is sheep, and they go through this. See, that's why I don't do debates no more, man. Because when you debate these dudes, they come up with these examples, man, all the time. Come with examples, and you feel like I should agree on the inconsistency of the sanction bodies. No, I'm gonna. You know what? Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Let's listen to this. The sheep. All right. Let's listen to the sheep, man. Come on.
Just need to look at more boxing and shut the fuck up. It's actually normal for a motherfucker to lose and still keep a high ranking in the sanctioning body. Look at Robertson. Robertson lost, and he still had a high ranking in the WBO.
But see, the problem. This is the problem, Ron. This is the problem. The problem is there's no consistency with it. Certain fighters, they don't do that for every fighter. You get what I'm saying? So
you're not supposed to do that for every fighter because every fighter isn't the same. But I gave you examples to where certain fighters, it happens. So it's nothing Loma is doing that hasn't been done before. It's just not Lomachenko. It's certain fighters who have a certain particular resume and have a certain particular backing can do that. We gave you Wilder. When he got thrashed by Fury, where the fuck was he at in the WBC?
Come on, we know what time that was. I mean, a lot of this.
No, but it doesn't matter. I'm just giving an example of how it happens.
Yeah.
Loma ain't no different.
Okay, explain this to me though. Why have Loma over Shakur? Shakur, I mean, Shakur's supposed to be the non-top, right?
Are we sure about that?
That's what you've been saying. That's what you've been saying.
Listen. Did Shakur fight his final title eliminator?
His last fight? Yeah, he fought a title eliminator his last fight. That's what it been.
No, he fought a title eliminator. He fought a title eliminator. Did he fight his final title eliminator?
Shakur was supposed to be the Manatory when his last fight. He was supposed to be the Manatory.
Nah, that's it. He fought an eliminator. It's a
all right, so Ron Boy Fresh, right? He went to showing you examples of somebody being in the Manatory, and it happens, right? And then when Coach Malachi was asking some questions, he took the goalpost and he moved it. Now talk about eliminator and now a final eliminator, right? After he showed all these examples, right, of the nonsense of the sanction bodies, and he's agreeing with the examples, and he thinks that we should move on forward with these examples, and why. And I keep telling y'all niggas, why is just a letter with a long tail. That's all it is, man. Right? So he going now to the eliminator, to the final. See how you move that goalpost from here to there? That's why I can't with these dudes, man. I can't. So let's go on with this eliminator and title eliminator, and let's show you how Malachi fixed this nigga up, tune this nigga up, and explain what's before and after and before, and what about the past and how this happened. But yeah, let's move on. Because this is education purposes only. Yes, and Ron Boy Fresh try to put me out there like I'm a fool, and I shouldn't say anything about why Shakur is here and why Shakur is there and why this ain't happening and why is a letter with a long tail, right? So we shouldn't ask any questions. We should just be like, well, it happens. It just happens. So let's move on. Let's move on.
Final title eliminator.
His last fight, yeah, he fought a title eliminator his last fight. That's what it been.
No, he fought a title eliminator. He fought a title eliminator. Did he fight his final title eliminator?
Shakur was supposed to be the Manatory when his last fight. He was supposed to be the Manatory.
Nah, that's it. He fought an eliminator. It's a possibility that he could have fought he could have fought for the fucking could have fought for the WBC. You dig? So who has the interim for the WBC? Who has the interim WBC belt then?
Bro, it's so much shit going on with the WBC and who
exactly.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me ask this. Yeah, I know. You should, but that's the point. Nobody has the interim WBC. So you can't listen. Coach, how many times I tell you? You know I'm a #1 Shakur fan, but these boxers don't know what you think they don't know. They can listen to you. Don't listen to these boxers, bro. They don't know everything. They just.
So home skillet, Ron Boy Fresh, right? Talking that shit, talking about. See, this is what I don't understand. The inconsistency with these fans. He talking about the mandatory don't matter. He gave examples. But then when he moved the goalposts, right, he's talking about how the title eliminator and the final title eliminator counts within the sanction bodies. But how you can be consistent? 1 minute it doesn't matter about mandatory, but it do matter about title eliminator and final title eliminator. And I see Coach Malachi, he's just up in the air like, this nigga Ron Boy Fresh. What is going on here? Right? So you see the inconsistency, and I can show you, but let Malachi tune this nigga up, right? This Wakanda tune, because he's sounding Wakanda now. He's yo, I'm gonna have to make you debate somebody right now on my channel. Like it's about to rain up out here. But I need to watch how I put these two debates on with two different, and Ron Boy Fresh had nothing to do with this guy right here. Best fight the best. But I'm going to put these two niggas, because one's talking this and the other talking about it doesn't matter. This happens in fucking boxing. But let me show you why I don't do debates no more. Because it's just ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies, all fall down. Bullshit, man. And I can't be talking to another nigga for 4 hours, nigga. I can't do it. So let Malachi tune this nigga up and explain to him, man, it's raining now. Let me get in the car.
The problem is, it is happening. That's the problem. The thing is, the sanctioning bodies, one thing about the WBC, they are consistent at being inconsistent. That's what they do. Like, Shakur Stevenson was ranked #1. And Lomachenko loses to Devin Haney, and then the next thing you know, Shakur Stevenson is kicked back from number 1 to number 2, and now Lomachenko, the guy who lost to Devin Haney, is ranked number 1. And like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like,
riddle me this, Mo. Yeah, so let's answer this. Are we sure the WBC is up next? Did anybody confirm that the WBC is up next?
That ain't the point. I mean, I'm not tripping on anything.
No, it is the point because it doesn't. I got you, but that sort of is the point. You can't say you mandated to fight for all the belts if we're not even we're not even sure that the WBC is next. Are we sure it's not the IBF? Are we sure it's not the WBA?
Bro, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what's next.
So Ron Boy Fresh moved the goalpost again from title eliminator to final title eliminator. Then when Malachi tuned this nigga up, he's saying, well, do we know? Now we moving the goalposts again. Do we know if it's the WC next? Is it the IBF next? Listen to him, right? This is why I can't do it, the fuckery. In my ear with these motherfuckers, man. They never, these fans. Yo. So he goes to, who's next? Is it the IBF? Is it the WBA? Is it WBC? A long time ago, the WA is supposed to consolidate these belts. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Then, at the end of it, see, that's why, you know, he's just talking about the WBC, right? All this about the WBC, but now you see, WBO and the WBC has Shakur at number 2. At number 2, my dude, right? But WBO, I showed you in the beginning, just today put him number 1, but the WBC still has him as number 2, okay? So I'm showing you, I'm giving you proof that this debate shit is some dumb shit and I ain't got time for it, man. But on my channel, I'm showing these niggas that I'm showing you the example about the debates. I'm showing examples about how these fans are thinking and all the reasons they got the reasons, and it happens and just because it happened then to this boxer and that boxer, we should accept it and don't shut your mouth. Because when you say, well, Shakur, well, nah. If the more you shut your mouth, the more they get away with it. I wonder if the WBO was listening, because today they put him back to number 1, right? Freedom of speech. You got to talk this shit. You just can't be a sheep and go along with it. Bah. It happens. Bah. So let's move along, because you know what? This nigga got a lick off me. I ain't like it. Pause. He got a lick off me, so I had to go back on Coach Malachi channel. Go subscribe to Coach Malachi. And I had to tune this nigga up. And some other dude that was talking that shit about mandatories don't matter and this and shit. So let's follow through, nigga. Man, let's follow through. Come on. Stop the button, nigga. I'm pressing record.
I'm calling, what's the name? Where you calling from?
Captain Fuji from Brooklyn again, man.
Hey, Captain Fuji, talk to me.
I'm getting this man around, Boy Fresh, and this other dudes talking about. Listen, man. Just take two examples of how the sanction bodies get down. They say this happens. Well, niggas, if y'all can see what happens, and this is how it happens, then the court off the fucking hook. And Devin is the one that's got to do what he got to do to make the fight with the court. That's one. That's one situation right there. Now, we know that it happens. But we can't say that, well, since it happens, we just going to look the other way. There's rankings and everything, basketball, football, every goddamn thing. Once the fuck the center have a fucking ranking, we know what's going on. It is under the table. How you going to be in the WBC and the WBO? That nigga Ron Boy Fresh just said the WBC. He didn't even mention the WBO. That Lomachenko is number 1 and both of them, and Shakur is number 2. Anything was happening. Okay, so I gotta be convinced to that? Nah. If that's the case, the court got nothing to do, sign the motherfucking contract, and it's Devin that got to do and push the sanction body, and if he don't do that, that nigga is the problem, not court Stevenson. Now, hey, what's going on, Coach? Am I right or what? What's the deal?
I mean, no. I get your point. I get exactly what you're saying. The thing is, bro, and Captain Fuji, and I say this time and time again, man. It's boxing is a corrupt sport. You just said something that said something that I totally agree with. You know, the sanctioning bodies, you know, they we see what's going on. They don't even try to hide it anymore. The sanctioning bodies is like watching a politician. You know the motherfucker lying to you when he's talking. You know, he said, if you vote for me, I'm gonna do this and that. You know he lying when you're talking. You vote for him anyways, and then when you vote for him, he don't do none of the stuff he telling you he was gonna do, then everybody get mad all over again. That's just the reality of the situation that's related to the sanctioning bodies.
But guess what, Coach? It's the same two things. What happened. These niggas will still vote for these motherfuckers.
Still vote for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be the one I don't fucking vote. And they're looking at me, and I'm like, listen, I can say anything I want. It's your nigga that didn't do what he's supposed to do. And it's the same thing with DEVIN. If you're going to see a sanctioning body that's corrupt, which they are, and like Saul happens for 2 years or whatever, and certain fighters get certain special deeds and whatever, and promoters putting things under the table. I understand it. Hey, that's simple shit. But I'm just saying, point out what it is. There's nothing wrong for me to call out that Shakur is supposed to be number one, and why not say it? Well, don't say it because it happens in the past. That's what matters. So Ron Boy Fresh, go ahead with that bullshit, nigga. And the other dude, fine, go ahead with that bullshit. But make sure, if you're a Shakur fan, make sure you have nothing to say about Shakur doing nothing. It's Devin Haney that got to do it. And he got all the cards, and he got the pull, and he's sitting with Bob Arum, and he all that bullshit. Well, let's see what happens in the future. And that's what I want to say. One thing more, cool. Listen, me, the way I see it, I wish they would score at 135, 140, 147. I wish they would break bread. This is the way I would love to see it. A saga will continue in every division, but that's not what it is. They're going to wait for this nigga at the 147 division. Whatever they have scripted, it's all scripted, brother. It's all scripted.
Yeah, it is scripted. That is true. All right, shout out to Captain 4G. New York, stand up. No, it is true. It is scripted. It is true. It is scripted. I mean, I do get it. I mean, and I do get what some people saying in the chat. They said, we tired of this nigga Rob Boy Fresh. He always called the show. He act like he know every goddamn thing. I was about to tell y'all, man, this nigga Rob Boy Fresh, he think he know every goddamn thing. Hey, he always right. I had one guy, I don't know if Ron still listening. I had one guy tell me, he said, ain't that the nigga, didn't he say that Caleb Plant was going to beat David Benavidez? You know, and then I think he did say that. And then David Benavidez beat Caleb Plant. But he always called to talk about he right about this, he right about that. That's
Yes, Coach Malachi. This nigga Round Boy Fresh, man. This ninja boy, I tell you, man. But this is why I can't get on with the debates and shit. Because, but you know what it is? Listen, man. Round Boy Fresh, you and this other dude, Best Fight the Best, it sound like y'all could go back and forth because y'all change goalposts. Y'all come up with one thing and then come up. Let me give you an example. But this thing with Shakur Stevenson, and now they're saying the sanction bodies, it's always been corrupt, and promoters put things under the table for certain. Let me give you the joke. Let me give you a joke first because this was funny on Coach Malachi what Rick said, and it's so. If you could do for one, you could do for the other. Listen to this joke right here. Check it out.
About you not being stripped. Let me address that, Will.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
About the WBC not stripping him on that bill. Hey, man, it's bullshit. He should have been stripped a long time ago, but damn it, if Superman can show favoritism and allow Canelo all these leeways and loopholes, well, shit, it can work for Jamal too. Goddamn. So shit, if he gonna let Canelo run wild, shit, he can pump his brakes on the brother man. Shit. Fuck Canelo and Suleiman, dog. For real.
Hey, shout out to Rick, man. Southside stand up, man. Shout out to Southside stand up.
Yo, my dude, that was funny, right? But it happens, right? And when shit happens like this, we just turn our head and act like shit don't happen. Because it happens, right? So, what's good for one should be good for the other. But we know how it works, right? We know how it works. It's the promoter that puts what under the table to make people hold belts for 2 years or be up on the rankings and blah, blah, blah. And then all these channels, they want to go back and forth in debates and saying what's this and what's that. And no, the mandatory don't matter and this and the eliminator and the final eliminator and all that shit and rankings don't matter. Everywhere else in sports, ranks matter except fucking boxing, right? So you know, I'm you know, like this nigga knockout boxing, knockout 8060. I was listening to one of his channels, one of his videos on his channel. You could subscribe to that bitch ass. I'm not a hater. I'm just using this nigga as example. I don't hate none of these niggas, man. I hate them, but I don't hate them to the point where I'm not trying to tell you not to go see them. Go see these niggas. But he made a video about Suleiman and Bivol and Better Beef, and they can't get the fight on because they Russian, and then he was making other examples about Maurice Suleiman and this and that, and I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, nigga, yeah, right on, nigga. I'm hearing you, but you forgot one fucking thing, dude, right? And I messaged him. Damn, let me see if I can find it, because I think I screenshot it. I messaged him something, right? And I said, yo, bro, out of all those examples of Maurice Suleiman and WBC and this and that and Butter Bedev and all the examples that you put, you forgot the example of Errol Spence fighting Keith Thurman at 154. While for the belts, but at 154, you forgot that. You know what this bitch ass did? This nigga commented, shut your bitch ass. I ain't tell you to come in my channel. I ain't look into my eyes. That bitch ass intro, yo. That bitch ass intro, yo. Look at this nigga's intro, man. Just fucking, I can't.
What's up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out.
Shut the fuck up. Nigga, you're a fucking dork. Your intro is shit, man. It's rubbish, and you're fucking dotish. Yo, just get rid of that shit with your nervous voice. Look into my eyes. Nigga, get rid of that shit. You are so fucking annoying with your voice. You and Best Fight the Best. Why are these niggas with no fucking thunder in their chest always the ones that fucking irritates me sometimes, man? You know what I'm saying? But the inconsistency, the consistent of inconsistency with Maurice Suleiman and WBC, but this nigga knockout could tell you all the inconsistencies about Maurice Suleiman, but he can't tell you about Keith Thurman, and Errol Spence. If there was a fight, Maurice Suleiman had an video saying, well, we're going to see how that fight happens, and we're going to see after the fight, we're going to give you what we think we're going to do at 154, and Errol keeping the belts at 147, or if Errol's going to stay at all this shit. Sound like somebody been putting shit under the table. That's what it sounds like. So this is why I can't debate with these niggas all day, because they always come back around. What if this goalpost move there? And you know, I can't be like Best Fight the Best, be on a fucking channel for 4 hours. 4 hours. Yo, he was on the channel with this nigga for 4 hours the other day. I'm going to show you an example, but Ron Boy Fresh, right? We're talking about, like, you know, you said my altitude. You got to check a nigga altitude before you put him on your channel, right? And talk that shit, right? I was talking about how Shakur was #1 and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't matter. Shit happens. It doesn't matter, right? Well, why don't you explain that to Best Fight the Best, right? And for Best Fight the Best, when you was talking to this dude, right, on your channel for 4 hours, you said something about why Shakur did not be undisputed at 130. Why he couldn't do it. Well, I'm going to show you, like I've been showing you niggas and niggerettes on my channel when I do Devin and Shakur videos. Let me show you, and I'm going to put the quote, what Bob ever said about Shakur at 130 and what he ain't going to accomplish. Let's kick this facts.
To be undisputed at 130.
Oh, I mean, everybody's crazy.
Did he say he wanted to? Bob said it was a waste of time, yeah? Bob said it was a waste of time. It's a simple question. I don't care what Bob said. Don't talk about
That's his
Bob.
promoter.
So Bob's his promoter now.
I mean, Bob's running shit with him.
So Bob runs stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Devin Haney yesterday went to Bob Arum a 4th time to fight Shakur Stevenson. Now, Bob, he went to Top Rank a fourth time. Devin went to Top Rank a fourth time yesterday. So you're saying Devin? I'm telling you that Devin Haney went to Top Rank a fourth time yesterday. A fourth time for Shakur. A fourth. Not a first, not a second, not a third. This is the fourth time. So Shakur's a liar. He's backing him. He's backing him. That's what you're saying. Are you?
Fuck being a unified champion. Now, this is Bob Arum. This is his quote. This is not from Captain Fuji. Best fight the best, knockout. This is from Bob Arum. Fuck being a unified champion. Screw that. There's not a person in this room that knows the WBA champion or the IBF champion. So, who wants to put those fights on? They're not going to draw shit. Shakur can defend titles against other fighters at 130. There's a lot of good fighters that he can fight at 130. Not those jabronis that are champions of the WBA or the IBF. That's Bob Arum quote about Shakur. So you see, the young G was right. Bob Arum didn't want that fight. But what Best Fight to say? What Best Fight the Best said? He said, I don't care about what Bob Arum wants. Oh, you don't care what Bob Arum wants, right? Okay. But you're telling the man that, well, he told you at 130 that Bob Arum didn't want that fight for Shakur Stevenson at 130 to be undisputed. And I show proof that quote there says that. But you say you don't care what Bob Arum say. You only care what you say, right? And you care about Devin Haney going to see Bob Arum for 4 times. And if he signed, is he top ranked Toby now? Right? No, he's not top ranked Toby, right? But you making it sound like, well, just because he went 4 times to Bob Arum to make some kind of agreement or whatever. Listen, a lot of things happen, man. The last thing I know, I heard Bill Haney was telling Teamofimo, or Teamofimo father, win or lose, we was going to get that fight. We wanted that fight anyway. But guess what? Surprise, Teamofimo dropped the WBO belt. I don't know if he's going to retire or that he's doing this, whatever he's doing, right? That's another story, right? But you was planning to fight Timo at 140, right? That was your way up to get out to 135, because I know what you're trying to do. You was trying to say, man, let me drop these belts to keep Shakur busy off my ass while I move up to 140 and do the do, right? All right, that's what I figured I was going to. But we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. But Best Fight the Best saying that Shakur is cloud chasing. He's ducking after he's doing popping bottles and throwing up a sign saying sign a contract. Well, sign a contract. If it's a 1-fight deal, a 2-fight deal, a 3-fight deal. If it's a 2-fight deal with Shakur, a fight and then a rematch sounds good to me. Or if it's a 3-match deal, like they was trying to give to Crawford, fight Thurman and then fight Thurman and then fight Errol Spence and fight this one. Nah, man. Hey, if it's gonna be a 2-fight deal, let it be Shakur. Like I said, I want to see these brothers break bread at 135, 140, 147, man. That's what I want. And if it ain't at 135, fine. It's okay, man. But if you're going to stay here, Devin, if you're going to stay the rest of the year and hold those belts hostage that means you're there just holding the belts. Go and fight somebody at 140 and drop the belts, or go with Eddie Hearn and do what I think you might do. That's another thing. I ain't going to bring it up no more, right? Because you got options. But don't stay at 135 and don't do nothing. All right? So if there's a deal, Bob Arum will make the deal. But, man, you and Ron Boy Fresh, man, I can see it now. Yo, because this nigga Best Fight the Best, his thing was talking about mandatories. Well, so-and-so was mandatory at this time. Why he ain't do this? Well, Ron Boy Fresh would say, well, mandatories don't mean nothing. You see why I don't debate these niggas? You see why I don't debate these niggas, man? I can't stand these niggas, man. It's like you just go a 360 over and over. A full circle of fucking buffoonery, man. That's why I don't. What I do, I call these niggas names out and I say, I show you my example on my channel. And hey, I don't hate nobody. I dislike them. Hate is a harsh word. But I dislike some of these niggas in these channels, these Wakanda niggas. So what I do is, I say their name, and I also say, go subscribe to the bitch ass nigga. Because you might just be a bitch ass nigga looking at me and not liking me, but you like this nigga For whatever reason. So I don't give two shits. Listen, my nigga. Let me tell you something. Come here closer, nigga. Niggas gotta exist, man. People gotta exist. Once you understand that people gotta exist in every kind of form and fashion, it won't bother you no more. You use these niggas as an example. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm going to leave this one last thing that this man said on Coach Malachi's channel. And this is what he said. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they don't say. But that energy that what you call it had, Devin Haney had for a certain fighter at 135, but don't have it. Well, this is exactly what this man said. I'm out, man. I'm out.
Wasn't he the Manatory? Was he the Manatory?
Who, Shakur?
Yes.
I thought Loma took over that spot.
Loma did take it over, but that means Shakur was it before Loma.
Oh, before this fight?
Before Lomachenko took his Manatory's position, wasn't Shakur the Manatory?
Shakur could send 100 emails. That ain't gonna do nothing. The sanctioning bodies move at their own tune. They make the mandatory when they feel like it.
That is true, man. And see, that's the thing,
though.
though.
All that bull crap.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. No, I'm saying that's the thing, though, but like, there's not like, well, everybody should know this. You should know how they work and how this works. No, they're not consistent. They're consistent at being inconsistent. They do certain things for certain fighters, and other fighters, you know, they do different things. So when you have someone that they supposed to have rules, but their rules they change on the fly. They change them on the fly, or they alter them, as they go along. It's kind of hard to understand, put them on top it works, because you told this one guy he needs to do this or he gonna get stripped, but then this other guy was in the exact same situation and you're saying something totally different. So people can't figure this shit out, man.
That's right.
That's why we like, man, just let us know when the fight made.
Listen, man, Henry ducking Shakur. He's saying he going to 140. Cool, he still ain't dropping belts yet. If he still ain't dropping belts, he's still sitting at 135, and he's ducking. He ain't dropping belts yet, so why everybody saying he going to 140? Those belts haven't been dropped. He's still keeping all them belts, and they still at 135. So he ain't even trying to make a move. He had that same energy to fight Loma, right? He had that same energy to fight Loma. Why he can't keep that same energy with Shakur? Yeah.
I got what you're saying. You saying after he fought George Kambosos, he immediately and aggressively went at Lomachenko and made that fight. But when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney is not using that same aggression to make that fight happen. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, bro. He's a bitch. He's a bitch, bro. Shakur knock him the fuck out. He's a puss-ass nigga, bro. Bitch-ass nigga, bro. All right, cool.
Hey, sounds cool. God damn. Y'all see the confusion? Hey, y'all see the confusion? This shit right here.